friendly people of the interwebs. We're Alphaborn.
And she's Casanova.
We're finally back after a very long hiatus. We got a lot planned.
We have ran into some complications. We know we said we'd record more, but certain circumstances have not allowed it. But we are going to try to be more active. And we have a special that was supposed to come out back in Halloween, but due to some unforeseen extra guests, we couldn't actually record it. But we have got tons of stuff planned.
Yes, we do. Today, we got the Miraculous action figures to unbox.
Along with a special thing. Now, Casanova, but let me ask you, do you know of Miraculous?
Yes.
Yeah, are you familiar with the studio Zag Heroes?
Yes, I am.
You know they are actually responsible for several great shows that came out aside from Miraculous. There was even Zack Storm, that all too lovable show about a young preteen or teen ending up in the Bermuda Triangle and becoming a pirate. They also have recently done Ghost Force on Disney.
Well, they actually made that show. I've actually binge watched it a few times on Netflix and Disney Plus. But actually, I think it's a pretty good show.
Miraculous or all those Zack Heroes shows?
All of them.
Oh my god, I actually forgot. They also did Power Players. Anybody who's a Power Player fan, comment down below. Oh, state we want a 4th season on Netflix.
Oh yeah. Let us know if you guys want us to do live streams of us reacting to TV shows that we like to watch, or if you want to see a series review of a series, we got that. So let us know in the comment section below.
If it's certain parts of videos that involve music, we unfortunately will not be able to have the music playing, or we'll have to completely mute the audio of it due to copyright infringement, since we live in an uncertain age where you can literally get demonetized or flagged for simply, I don't know, whistling the Andy Griffin tune.
I've never actually heard that happen before, but in terms of episode reviews, we do not want to take chances. We already had a copyright claim on our channel before.
That was due in part to trying to use a GoPro in a airsoft arena with music blaring for speakers. But anyways, enough about these struggles. We're here to talk about literally the thing that eternally makes us kids. Even if we're literally 35 years old or so. Toys. And cartoons. That toys are based on, or anything in between. So, care to share some information on the show Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir?
Miraculous was originally started in France. The show aired on Netflix for like 3 seasons, and then they moved it to Disney Plus and Disney Channel because Disney has the rights to air it.
They also did create a special where the main characters did go to Shanghai, China, which that was nice. The only other time they traveled out of France, which, by the way, that's actually where the show takes place.
That is pretty cool for
a
show.
But you guys never thought that. There's no way in the world superheroes are in France.
That is actually pretty good for a show. There's other shows that come to mind when I think about this show that was also made in Canada and France.
But anyways, as we were talking about, the show is basically about two characters in particular, Marionette Dupen Chang Inc., whose family is originally from somewhere in Asia, probably China. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not trying to stereotype her. But basically, she's your typical average high school girl. She's got her quirks, her problems, her shortcomings, and all that. But there's the one thing that brightens up her day. Adrienne Agreste, a young teen model who was born into this life. Rich, handsome, famous, but without knowing there's a terrible dark secret to his family. Would you like to say on what that is?
I have not actually watched too much of the series. I've only watched a handful of episodes, so can you please carry on?
Well, we don't know the full information, but the fact is we believe that this ties in part with the story. I'm not going to go too heavily in depth with spoilers, but basically, from a young age, Adrian's mother had basically ceased to be in his life. He only has bare memories of her, and his father becomes basically a lonely man who pretty much shutters himself in his office, dealing with work and all that. His main focus is literally keeping his son safe. So when his son is not attending school or hang out with friends, given his father's permission, he is constantly locked away in his father's mansion, like a princess locked away in a tower. But here's where things get interesting. Basically, Miraculouses are specialized necklaces or trinket items that, when the wearer wears it a kwami in regards to the miraculous appears, giving them special powers and a unique costume. Costume does change appearance depending upon the person. So no two miraculous wearers will have the same costume. On top of that, if a person that already owns a Miraculous puts on another one, usually their costume styles will merge. So basically, to summarize this, is Adrian's father supposedly got his hands on two Miraculouses, a moth-based one and a peacock-based one. And Adrian's father uses the moth Miraculous to become Hawk Moth, and we can assume his mother had originally used at one point the Miraculous Peacock, which it has a downside. If the power is overly used, it causes wear and tear on the wielder's being and such. We can only assume that his mother basically became ill from it. If you watch the show further, you probably find more info on this. Anyways, we're dragging this out a little too long. But yeah, we have, thanks to me procuring it from Five Below, Miraculous figures based on some of the characters from the show. We don't have an entire full lineup because Five Below only had so many of them. But we do have a nice little selection, which we will get to unboxing very shortly. Hey, Casanova, is there any final remarks you want before we switch over to the unboxing?
Also, if there's any toys you guys want to see us review and unbox, let us know in the comment section below. And I also have a Twitter page for this YouTube channel.
Also, do bear in mind our budget to an extent is limited, so if it's really old stuff that's hard to get, it might be a bit more difficult and out of our range of expenses. But if it's something like the old He-Man toys made nowadays versus some of the other ones, we'll see what we can do. We're not going to go spending out millions on a single toy that only one person in and our viewership likes. We want everybody to be drawn together in this community.
Correct.
The way I see it, no matter what your age, toys are meant to be played with by anyone. Yeah, sure, you could be a collector and such, which is nice and all. But there's nothing like the feel of a good toy replicating one of your favorite characters from a show or TV or even a video game put in your hands. Besides, there's a reason why toys were made. Imagination and running wild. You can have your own adventures in any way you see fit. Anyways, we should probably get moving to the unboxing. So, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, here we are at the unboxing table. Oh, yeah, don't mind that. That's just the cover.
That's just the iPad cover.
Anyways, here we have the figures. First off, we got Ladybug, the standard model version. Then we got a Marionette, her without her costume on, and then we got the Lucky Charm version, which I believe that was featured in season 2 as a start.
Yep.
Usually her Lucky Charm is basically just her yo-yo transforms into a specific item to help out with that situation. And then we got literally Adrian Agress. Unfortunately, I was unable to find the Cat Noir figure. I know I should have probably went online and looked it up, but I figured it's not even really worth going to all that trouble for a small figure, right?
Correct.
On top of that, we also got 2 of the most known and beloved female characters shown in the show. Starting off, we got Queen Bee, otherwise known as Chloe Bourgeois, the daughter of the mayor, and literally a major pain in the butt. I honestly found it ironic she lost her miraculous power. Instead, her adopted sister becomes the new Queen Bee. And becomes basically a better one.
To me, that's a little ironic, considering the lore of the TV series. He knows more about it than me, though.
And then we have Rena Rouge. For anybody who's actually seen the show, you know her. She's actually one of my favorite characters due to the fact I do have a soft spot for foxes. In truth, I would actually get a fox as a pet in real life, despite the fact that I know they do have some issues, health issues, and they have a tendency to mark their territory in your house, especially if you're not watching them closely. So yeah, anybody thinking about getting a fox, do bear in mind they will constantly try to mark their territory, so you gotta watch them like a hawk. So anyways, Casanova, moving on to the toys. Do you want to try unboxing any of these, or would you prefer me to handle it?
I'm going to try unboxing one and see how it goes.
Alright. Which one do you want to unbox?
I was going to open up Miraculous Ladybug.
Okay, well we got Marionette, we got Ladybug, we got the Lucky Charm version. Which one of these you want to do?
I'm going to try the Lucky Charm version.
Alright. Well, here's an idea on a way that you can do this. So basically, take this, work it in there, and slowly go around the bottom of it. Remember, knife always away from you. You got? No. This way. See? Bring it in and out nice and slow. It's like sawing. Alright. Turn it slightly. There we go. It's slowly opening. give you a hand with this a little bit, just so you don't hurt yourself.
Also, for any new subscribers, I actually have a visual impairment, so it's hard for me to unbox some of these figures. So Alpha does most of it.
It's more so I'm an extra set of hands to ensure she doesn't hurt herself. Anybody doing this that has no experience, please watch guides and such online. We do not want people getting stuck with the knife or injuring themselves. Nobody wants a trip to the hospital for stitches. Even though scars are cool, right? Nobody wants scars all over their body unintentionally.
Definitely not.
Alright, this should be about ready. So all you should have to do is pull up and then pull out the inner guts of the plastic thing. Give it a good tug up, like so. Okay, figure should be able to just slip out easily. If you need a little extra help, let me know. Is it a little stuck? Oh. And there we go, guys. First figure out of the box. So yeah, the figure has some basic articulation. The arms can bend, and the hands can't swivel or anything. The head doesn't do anything. Can swivel at the waist. Well, I wouldn't say these are like heavy good for play. They're nice little display things. They might also be a little heavy in places due to the fact that we are basing this off of characters that basically have slim frames. I honestly don't... Yeah, so there we go. Not sure if you guys can really see that on camera. But yeah, got the little figure here. Nice little mix of the usual Ladybug red with black spots and black parts on it. I would say be careful with these figures at times because they can be a bit fragile due to how small the joints are, right? Smaller the joints, harder to maintain and such.
That's part of the reason I have trouble unboxing some of these things. Although I love doing videos and stuff about this.
There is a nice little swivel at the feet. They do have holes in the bottom, so they can be attached to a base. Unfortunately, none of these figures come with any bases. Alright, so you want to just go back and forth with this?
Yeah.
I do one, you do one?
Yeah.
Alright, next one, I'm going for Rena Rouge. But yeah, if anybody's interested, you should totally view Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. It isn't fully put on the streaming services. I mean, it's still currently going, ironically enough, even though Zag Heroes is currently working on other projects. Which, by the way, if any of the people working at Zag Heroes is watching this video when it gets loaded, we do love your shows greatly. We do wish some of your projects would actually return to being on the air, such as Zack Storm and such. Any comments you'd like to make on it?
Also, for those of you that are not fans of the show or just starting out, half the show's on Netflix, and then the rest of it's on Disney+. If you have the two services, you should be good to find them on the internet.
And there we go. Got Rena Rouge out. Yeah, the only thing I'd say compared to the show that they didn't do, but this is just small critiques. Technically, her hair should be at the ends here. It should be white due to the fact that her large, poofed up ponytail is supposed to resemble multiple foxtails. But other than that, you gotta admit, that looks good quality, even though for its small size, right?
Right.
I mean, hell, I'd be really impressed if this was, like, miniaturized, like, down to this small of size, and literally actually had, you know, that kind of level of detail. Okay, we got 4 left, and then we got the mystery one, the biggest of them all. Okay, which one do you want next?
Can I open up the other Miraculous Ladybug figure?
Alright. Here, I'll give you a hand with the start, as usual. I'll start it off with down here. Give me 1 sec.
I thought of bringing down a letter opener.
The letter opener is not going to work on these, unfortunately, because letter openers aren't sharp. Okay. Let me just check this. Alright, so all you should have to do is basically just lift up on this and you should be good.
Hold on, I got it.
A little bit of a light tug, not nothing major.
Oh, that was fast.
I know, right?
This is a cute figure. This is my favorite character out of the series.
Well, it's basically the same model as the Lucky Charm version. The only difference is it's pure red with black spots, whereas this one has certain other marks.
Also, if you guys are wondering what shows we would totally recommend for everyone to watch, let us know down in the comment section what you want to see for future videos. I'm trying to do some videos on the side on this channel. We tried doing that with Gundam unboxings, but that actually didn't work out too well.
Well, actually it did work out. We just had a major issue with certain complications that required us to basically reset the channel in essence. But we are going to review more Gundam figures and such for any Gundam fans out there.
I got the figure. I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted to move her legs.
Hashtag mobile suits for life.
Oh yeah.
And anybody who's a fan of G Gundam, we got some big plans coming for that.
And
So yeah, for comparison wise, before the camera, here we got the 2 Miraculous figures. Let me see if I can hold these in a way that will actually, display as a good enough amount. Yeah, as you can see, they're practically the same figure with only a slight recolor on the midsection. And as you guys can see. But yeah, we got at least 3 more left to do. And, alright, so... Oh, which ones to do? Guess I'll do this one.
also, out of the series, I shipped Ladybug and Adrian as a couple.
You mean Marionette, her actual name.
Sorry guys, I didn't watch the whole series.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to watch. Besides, as they say, TV lasts forever.
Yeah, and I have a lot of streaming services, so I have a lot of free time to watch.
Honestly,
TV.
I would say these are the easiest to unbox possible. This takes minimal effort. It's kind of like, you know those cans of sardines you get at the store, how all you gotta do is just pull up the tab and then pull back and bam.
That looks easier than the last few figures we've unboxed in the
yeah.
last few months.
Here we got Adrian Agress, one of the main characters. Show. 1 sec. Sorry if there's a bit of a pause there, guys. We had a slight interruption from a family member / viewer that needed a quick word. Anyway, so as we were talking about, as we have here, we got the figure of Adrian Agress. Adrian is technically your average teenage boy. He's all about having fun and all that, despite the fact that he is from a wealthy family. He constantly argues and struggles with his father because he just wants to go out and just live life. I mean, that's all we all want, right?
Right.
Now, it's as they say, money and fame cannot buy you happiness. Maybe short-lived, but not permanent. That's why it's always a good idea to have as many friends as you can have in your life. People that make those moments worth living.
Yep.
Anyways, let's move along. We got 2 figures left. Which one do you want? Casanova,
What's left? Okay.
Queen Bee, and Marionette.
I'm up for Marionette.
Alright, let me get it started for you. Just so you have an easier time, which you don't mind, right?
I don't mind.
Alright, let me just make sure to cut properly. Yeah, as I was saying, be very careful if you do have to have the knife go near you. Do not make any mistakes to where you would accidentally cut yourself. We are not being held responsible for anybody doing injuries, trying to replicate any of the unboxings that we do. Just so you people know, I am a professional when it comes to knives. Cass is a semi-professional. Well, like that right.
Correct.
Same process as before. You got it?
Yep.
Just grab from here and there we go.
Okay, this is not too bad.
I told you. And then we have Marionette Dubencheng. I can't remember her full name, unfortunately, because it's the last name is fully Chinese, so it's a bit on the long
Also,
side.
this is what she looks like. This is her civilian clothes. That looks beautiful.
Basically, this is her when not in hero form.
The creators of the show did a really good job with designs and aesthetics for the characters.
They did work plenty of CGI as well as some drawing skills together, which is highly skillful since CGI is hard to pull off even to this day, right?
Correct.
Not to mention the budget, but yeah, just to show a quick comparison of the two together. As you can see, Adrian is slightly taller than Marionette, which is actually accurate to the show. Oh, because there are several scenes where she does end up bumping into him and becoming embarrassed. The fact is, the number one thing about the show, everybody wants these two to be together, but the fact is, because of their hero alter egos, they can't. Because the number one rule about being a miraculous wielder is you can never know the true identity of other wielders. It can put you and them in danger.
So, I thought they already knew each other's identities to begin with.
They had had several episodes where it leaked to that. There was even one where they openly became a couple. But Adrian's father quickly found out and mind controlled his own son and tried to basically destroy the world just to bring back Adrian's mother. Basically, Hawkmoth's grand scheme is he wants to collect all the Miraculous so he can make a single wish to bring back his wife. But there is a cost to that. At the cost of the wish, the world would basically be destroyed. That's why Ladybug and Cat Noir and all their allies are constantly at war with him. As much as it would be nice for Adrian to have his mother back, it is not worth the cost of the entire world getting destroyed. No matter how much anybody wants to bring something back, am I right?
Correct.
I mean, hell, if you had the choice to have one loved one brought back at the cost of destroying the world, would you make that deal?
That would not be worth it.
Exactly. There is one figure left. As we were talking about before, Chloe Bourgeois, Queen Bee. She's the mayor's daughter, a spoiled girl, and she basically constantly puts herself out there as being Adrian's girlfriend. even though he does not openly admit said thing. Basically, she's trying to be one of those like Hollywood power couples. If anybody is not familiar with that term, it's basically where you have one rich famous person and try to marry another person and continue the lineage on superiority. Which, in my opinion, nowadays, that's just weak, right?
Correct. Yes, it is.
I mean, who's to say that literally somebody rich and famous can't marry somebody that isn't rich or famous? Yeah, as you can see, the figure's well designed, though compared to Chloe, who usually has a rather sinister look to her face a lot of the time, or constantly pouting, frowning. They ironically designed her to just have a standard look to where she is smiling, which is very rare, or for her to just have a natural smile. There was, I think, a few episodes of the series where she just openly was powered up constantly and just announced to France that she was a hero. She actually did plan on moving to New York and continuing, but if I remember correctly in the show, Ladybug did take her Miraculous, as because she was using it for the wrong reasons. Though, if I do remember correctly, Chloe was never intended to receive a Miraculous. It wasn't until after the whole events that everything happened. But, yeah. All in all, if I had to give my general opinion, these figures are a nice little thing to pick up at Five Below if you see them on sale or in like the bargain bin. As for collecting the entire set, I don't know. I don't know how many there are. I just saw these one day. I mean, they're nice. They're small. You can literally pose them in different ways. If you can find stands for them, you can even like pose Marionette with Adrian. Like maybe they're finally having that moment where everything's over and they can finally be together, or stuff like that.
If you can't find it on the show, there's always fan fiction, but it's not considered canon to the universe.
Well, depends upon how realistic some of the people's details are. If they stick more or less to the story, it's believable. Honestly, I would definitely say out of all the characters, I would definitely say I forget her friend. I forget Marionette's friend's name. I'm terribly sorry to anybody who knows it, and probably just screaming at this right now. Just how could you not remember her name? I think it was like Audrey. But yeah, I'd honestly say I like her character of Renner Rouge because she's unique. And she actually stands out and is rarely seen. I honestly think she should be more involved and have more screen time. But yeah, all in all, I'd say these figures are a decent little buy if you find them. What do you think?
Definitely, especially Five Below. They have a lot of good stuff that you can find for good prices.
Plus, if you're building a little collection of miraculous toys and such, trinkets, these are nice little things that you can put in places without it taking up too much room.
Especially for those of you that love your pop figures, I have some in the box in my closet as well.
Oh, just wait. They'll probably eventually come out with pop vinyl figures of these things.
I would totally buy that for this series.
Okay, so we said that there was one other thing coming out. So, hope you guys are ready. Now I gotta ask, you guys remember a film from back in like the 90s? Is where horror retro stuff was all the rave?
Yeah, I remember that.
All I can say is, I'm not going to give away anything too specific, but I think you guys know who you're going to call when supernatural trouble comes. In case you guys cannot read this, this is basically a Ghostbusters Afterlife version of old Peter Venkman from the Plasma series.
I have a suggestion of doing this in a separate video.
Oh. Okay.
It would make this video
Well,
too long.
We'll basically stop it right here, and we'll pick up with another part. See you guys in a bit, or next video.